evening and welcome to this Week in Review. Tonight's stories include construction on the new Foodland store is underway. February is Healthy Art Month. February 14th to the 18th is Teacher Staff Appreciation Week. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
Dear Mrs. Coleman, you don't know me, but I know you know my old red house at the end of the lane. Please forgive me for tracking you down, but I had to thank you. I'm not sure what inspired your kindness. Oh, it's a godsend. Since my wretched hip surgery, just getting to the end of the lane and back takes nearly half an hour, and sometimes the pain just isn't worth it. You brought me something much more important than newspapers. You brought me the understanding that it's the small, the simple things that really help people.
If you're doing just a little, you're helping a lot. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
After 2 months of waiting, construction on the new Ingram's Foodland store finally got underway on Monday, January 31st. S&K Construction of Port aux Basques was awarded the contract to build the store. As of Friday, February 4th, Phase 1 of the cement work was completed, and during this week, the rest of the cement work was completed, and the framing of the exterior walls is started. Mr. Gordon Ingram dropped by with plans for the exterior of the new Foodland store. This diagram shows how the store will look if you were standing in front of the gas bar. The top left-hand corner is the Foodland store. The top right-hand corner shows parking spaces. 30-plus parking spaces will be available to the customers. The bottom center of the plan shows the present gas bar, and directly behind that, more parking spaces. The next diagram shows the front of the new Foodland store, which will be painted green and beige. On the left side of the building is where the offloading will take place, and this will not interfere with customer parking. At the far right shows the entrance of the store, and this will have a canopy over a semi-automatic door. The 5 rectangles in the center represent windows. They will give the store an appealing appearance and will provide spaces for advertising. The line above the window is reserved for the new Foodland sign. Once the customer walks through the doors, they will enjoy 6,000 plus square feet of shopping space as compared to 4,000 square feet in the former Foodland store. Mr. Ingram informed us that he hopes to have an opening date announced soon. February is Healthy Art Month, and the Calder Healthcare Center has set up a display which includes literature on Alzheimer's disease. The nursing staff of the Calder Healthcare Center invites the public to drop by to help themselves to the free pamphlets on display in the main lobby of the hospital. Some of the pamphlets include Help in Controlling Your Blood Pressure, Stress, and Angina. There are a number of Healthy Art books, including an eating handbook, Guides to Healthy Eating, Healthy Art Cooking, and Healthy Art Shopping Guide. January is usually set aside for Alzheimer's disease, but as many of you know, time as a way of getting away from us, and the staff at the Calder Healthcare Centre is no different. Before they realised it, January was gone. They decided that this was an important health issue to be forgotten, so they included it with the Art Month. There are some very interesting pamphlets about Alzheimer's, including Learning and Getting a Diagnosis, Alzheimer's Disease, Legal and Financial Concerns, and the Management Tips for Caregivers. If you are interested in any of these topics, drop by the Calder Healthcare Centre and pick up some information. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
In a scene from prehistory, still fjords run deep, hemmed in by giant granite walls, carved by volcanoes, tectonic upheaval, 20 times as old as the Rockies, our park. Icebergs drift south. Humpbacks migrate to the north. This is the place where their paths cross. Where you can't see the icebergs for whales.
We would like to remind our viewers that February 14th to the 18th is Teacher Staff Appreciation Week. This is the time of year when parents, students, and community can work together to show the teachers and staff at our schools how much we appreciate what they do for our children. The school council of each school has some activities planned for the week. Why not become involved? Call the chairperson of your child's school council and offer your services. Or you can visit the school and maybe bring some treats for the teacher, and we all know how much teachers like treats. Another idea would be to write a thank you note or some other kind of card for your teacher staff at the school. Another way to show your appreciation is to offer your services as a chaperone for the dances the student council of the high school will be sponsoring on Monday, February 14th. We're sure that whatever token of appreciation you decide on, it will be well received by your child's teacher. If we all work together, this teacher staff at our school will know by the end of next week just how much this community appreciates the work they do for our students. On Thursday of this week, the teachers and students at A.J. Matthews Elementary School left their work behind and went to play in the snow. The day in the snow was planned for last Friday, but the weather didn't cooperate. This week they weren't going to take any chances, so the first fine day they went outside to play. The kindergarten class went sliding and then dug snow tunnels. Mrs. Ann's grade 1 class was playing snow soccer and then went sliding. Mrs. Tucker's class was digging snow tunnels outside the playground area where the snow was deeper. Some students were just enjoying the tire swings. The elementary students went to the hockey rink area for their day of snow fun. Some took advantage of the nice ice surface and went skating. Others were playing snow soccer on the ball field. Still, other students went sledding on the surrounding hills. Some were very adventurous and went way up to the top of these hills. Some wanted to slide but didn't like to go quite as high as their friends. But everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves. Stay with us for Off the Rat, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
The little things you do that you think are small and few are the things that mean the most to me. So just keep giving whatever you're giving, 'cause even when you're giving just a little,
If you're doing just a little, you're helping a lot.
It helps a lot.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
It helps a lot.
This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of the Come Home Year motorcade as they released their balloons on the ball field. Let's look back to 1988.
Shake a picture. You do that. Good evening and welcome to the community events segment of tonight's broadcast. I'm Jennifer Marks. Do you have some spare time on your hands? Are you considering volunteering your time to a worthwhile cause? The Regional Advisory Council is looking for one member to sit on their council and another to serve as an alternate. If you or someone you know are interested in this type of volunteer work, please call Paulette at 886-1230. The Lionists were happy to present Audrey Courtney with a $300 prize for winning their TV bingo. The Brunettes will be hosting the next TV bingo on Wednesday, February 16th at 7 p.m. Cards are $1 each or $6 or $5 and can be purchased from any member of the Brunettes or are in most stores around town. This $300 prize could be yours if you support the Brunettes and play TV bingo. Joe Town Council has hereby given notice that they have received a notice of an application for a permit for Gwen Ingram to establish a beauty salon at her place of residence at 64 Reach Road. Anyone in this area having objections or concerns regarding this development may present them in writing to the Town Council no later than Friday, February 18th. If your group or organization has an upcoming event plan, we would be happy to advertise it for you. Just call the BBS office by Wednesdays of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community events segment of tonight's broadcast. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Join us on Monday for number 9 in the Fishery Now series. Tune in on Tuesday for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing Burnett's TV Bingo. Following the bingo, we will have a video entitled Alzheimer's Disease, Coping with Confusion. Tune in on Thursday when we have a video called Blood Pressure and Cholesterol from the Newfoundland Art Elf program. Join Pans and the gang for 2 stories, a craft, and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. Next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we will have religious revelations from the Faith United Church. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Next week's program will be followed by the bandwagon. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night.